This car right here is one of the new cars that I am most excited about and one that I would personally like to own, the 2023 Nissan Z. We're at the Chicago Auto Show right now with a production vehicle. This is Boulder Gray Pearl, new color for the Nissan Z. We have shown a Z on the channel before, back when we had that opportunity at the studio event with the Z Proto, the yellow one. That one was a concept intent for production. Here we see a production model ready for release sometime this spring, supposedly, with a base price starting at 40 grand. I want one of these. I genuinely want one of these as a car enthusiast. And today we're going to talk about why I want to own a Nissan Z. We'll talk about some of the tech specs, an overview. We'll walk around the exterior and interior, hop in the vehicle too. So the Z is going to come with a VR30. That is a 3-liter twin turbocharged V6. If you're familiar with the Nissan Infiniti models, that is an engine that is found in an Infiniti Q50 and Q60. In the Z, it's going to make 400 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque. It's a healthy amount. And the most exciting part, I think, is the VR30 with twin turbos from the factory has a lot of potential in terms of performance. The aftermarket has had hefty support for the Q50, Q60s with the VR30, so the power potential is there. It's like a baby GTR engine. The VR38 is the GTR engine, which is a 3.8-liter twin turbo V6, and like the VR30 is like the baby brother, VR30. I mean, these can easily get up to 500 horsepower with a couple modifications, but we're here at the auto show talking about it in stock form. So 400 horsepower, 350 pound-feet of torque, forced induction from the factory. It's still fully rear-wheel drive, only rear-wheel drive. You can either get a 9-speed automatic transmission, and if you get that automatic transmission, it comes with the paddle shifters from a GTR, which is a cool touch. But the most exciting part is you can get this with a manual. The Nissan Z will still come with a 6-speed manual. So front engine, rear-wheel drive, 6-speed manual. That's the configuration I'm going to go with, because there are very few new sports cars that you can still buy with a manual transmission. And the fact that the Z is still going to stick with that and offer you a 6-speed manual option, I think everybody should get one, because there aren't many manuals available anymore, and that's the configuration I would go with. Last year, was that 2 years ago, I spent some time with the Nismo, 370Z Nismo. Had it for a whole week, and it was all right. It just felt a little bit dated. The VQ37 was a nice engine. It was manual and in full Nismo trim, but it definitely felt a bit old. This new Z addresses everything. It's still on the same platform, the same chassis. This one is 5 inches longer, so it's a bit bigger, but it's got new shocks, limited slip rear differential, and new electric power steering. But it's still a 370Z platform, which I don't really mind, because Nissan has addressed the things that I feel were most important. Needed a new powertrain, forced induction from the factory, means more power. It needed a new exterior styling to refresh that, and then it needed also a new interior, most desperately. It definitely needed new interior technology, a refresh to that, and they've accomplished all of that here. In terms of exterior styling, I admit when the Z first was previewed with the Z Proto concept, the design, I didn't love the front end. The front grille seemed very big and rectangular, really dominated the front end of the vehicle. But seeing it in person, even the Z Proto in person, and now a production vehicle here, it doesn't look that bad. It's a really unique look to it. I don't mind it. And I think also the angle of being taller and kind of looking at the vehicle, it changes your perception of it too. I really like the headlights. DRL shape is really cool. We have the new Nissan logo on the vehicle. This Boulder Gray Pearl paint is cool. It's pretty new to the Nissan lineup. It's on a few other vehicles, but here it will be available on the Z in two-tone, black and this gray. Obviously, I kind of like these shades of gray. I had a Nardo gray Audi for a while, and it does look cool, but my personal choice is going to be blue on blue. The blue exterior with the blue interior and a manual, that's the option that I still am pretty set on wanting to get in terms of color exterior combo. The yellow is also going to be available from the Z Proto. I think it looks good in pretty much all the colors. The side profile, I think, looks awesome. It's got really cool proportions and everything there. Clearly front engine, rear wheel drive, and around back, like the taillights have the 3D effect to it. Before I get too much into exterior, we're gonna grab the other camera. We'll walk around, talk about some of the exterior details. We'll hop on the inside, and then wrap up why I want to buy a Nissan Z. Like, I'm really excited for this to come to market. So you see, like, I'm holding the camera at kind of close to eye level. The grille is not as prominent. If you get further down, yeah, it's pretty big. But from this angle, it's not bad. We have the new Nissan logo here, a lot more clean and modern looking. And the front DRLs just look so cool. I love them. This one's got the black wheels with the red calipers, which really matches the gray paint nicely. lot of tire shine because we're at an auto show right now. The black roof, so you get the two-tone finish, and the Z badge here on the pillar. So I think the concept had Fairlady Z, that like the really throwback, but this one just has the Z logo, and that's a window. We'll show you that once we're inside. That'll help visibility with blind spots. This gas door is actually enormous. Like, that's a watch. That's my hand. That's a huge gas door. That's a random detail I'm noticing. The pearl effect on the paint, you can see some swirl marks, but also the pearl. The big hatch in the back here, and these taillights, they've got a really three-dimensional look to it, a nice depth, and they kind of do a nice balance between being a retro look and also really nice and modern. See another Z badge there. Again, it's not the 400Z, no numbers, just the new Nissan Z. And the two-tone black and gray continues down here with dual exhaust tips. And we have a little lip spoiler here on the rear trunk. Got the kind of integrated door handles that are flush. And the interior definitely needed an update. But there are still some things that carry over. I think those window switches, the lock unlock, and the door handle is the same as the 370. The seats look like manual adjustment, but they've got the red and black two-tone. Pretty nice bolstering. And from the inside, you can see how that rear little quarter window is a window. It's not blacked out, so that helps visibility. Let's hop inside. That's exciting. 6-speed manual transmission. We have the start-stop button there, and then the S mode for transmission. Pretty sure just like the 370, that's what enables the rev match downshifts. We have heated seats. That's how you open the rear trunk hatch area. And then new infotainment screen. That's really important. We still have the little gauges here, the pods, that show turbo speed, your battery voltage, and boost, because this is boosted from the factory now. A new steering wheel, which looks a lot more modern. It's covered in nice leather with some stitching. I do like that quite a bit. And we have that, let's see, the gauge cluster. I wonder if it moves the same way that's all the other, yep, I think the whole thing. Nope, never mind, I'm wrong. Instead of the whole thing moving, the steering wheel does move independently, so that's changed. Down here we have our climate controls. We've got some USB-C and regular USB ports, CarPlay, Android Auto, the red leather with stitching that stretches across there. So already, I mean, you can tell this interior is much nicer. It's more modern. It's still got some touches that are similar to the old Z, but it's got upgrades where you need them. It also has a pretty decent sized trunk back there. Like, you could fit a good amount. That, an overnight bag, a little weekend trip. I would not object to taking this on a road trip. And at 6'3", I've got plenty of headroom here. The seats are comfortable, pretty well bolstered, adjustable. I've got headroom. Visibility is pretty good. Like, it's checking all the boxes. It's a fun little sports car that you can get with a manual that is rear-wheel drive that I think looks really cool, and it has a long heritage. I mean, the Z is one of the most famous sports cars from the JDM market. A lot of people, you should all know that. But then here's the modern take on it. The old ones have never really spoken to me. I was never really that interested in them. But for some reason, what they did with this new Z has me quite excited. And I genuinely want to own one. I know they'll probably do like a Nismo version of this, but just as soon as it launches, I think I'm gonna try to get one of these. It's just cool. It'd be very different from the other cars I currently own. The R8, the 350R are naturally aspirated high revving engines. This is a turbocharged V6, but I can importantly get it with manual. It'll still be rear wheel drive. It's a different size, different feel. So this is coming out pretty soon, spring of this year. So hopefully we'll get to drive one pretty soon, just to verify that I for sure would like to own one and add it to the garage. The value is gonna be really good. It starts at 40 grand, but with a couple options to get the performance and some of the other things on it, it'll probably climb a bit, but I still think the value of twin turbo V6 manual rear wheel drive is gonna be awesome. Really excited about this. We've got a couple other videos to film here at the auto show, but the Z is one that I want to actually buy. Hope you guys enjoyed this walk around. I'm sure we'll get more videos of the Z as we come closer to production. Thanks for watching.